Hello everyone and welcome to another SCPH replay sent in by the community. This one gonna be a ZVP, Alien versus Alien, and let's get it on, let's get it done. This is gonna be for the SIBOL qualifiers. Familiar names, familiar faces. In our matchup today, we are gonna be playing on King's Cove, but let's introduce our players here. On the bottom right, so we got Cypem on that red Zerg. In the meantime, here at the top left, it could be eXoDaSh on the blue Protoss instead. So yes, both players looking to start off standard, and if you already have tuned into the SIBOL qualifiers, you should know who would take the series. But these matches, guys, are ones to watch. You can really see both sides are pretty even. Could have gone either way. Anyway, did you see those eggs just pop out in a very cocoon into a metamorphosis action? Like, look at this. Look at the eggs. They have these claws, right? And it seems like eventually, when your ball and chain is shackled on out, you just burst from the seams. And there you go. It just pops. Pop goes the weasel. Some more drones come on out. Extractor being built here for Cypem. And already, he's gonna go into hatch first. So honestly, guys, my voice isn't the best right now, but we will get this game going. Extractor gonna be built here for the drones, gonna get into the spawning pool as well. So Cypem really lurking to try and get some metabolic boosted Zerglings out in the open quite quickly. But still though, it's all about for the defense right now here for Cypem. In the meantime, eXoDaSh gonna do the same using the rocks and using his buildings to build up the great wall of proto structures. Second base now being built. And we have seen eXoDaSh many times in the channel. So Blinkstalker might not be one to sleep on. Probably gonna be in the cards somewhere alongside the action. In the meantime, Cypem building up this hatchery as well should be done and dusted. And the Zerg will try to just play the econ, and we'll have some more reinforcements with that extra structure. Anyway, queens are being built by Cypem. Meantime, eXoDaSh gonna be having an adept warped in pretty quickly. He knew that Zerglings are gonna be coming with a metabolic boost. These units quite strong, especially for the aggression, not only against the Zerglings, but also very useful to fight off against some drones. In the meantime though, eXoDaSh now getting that second gate. Second access points out and about as well. The Shade now going for the scouts, gonna be all the way in front. And really, going Ghost is a lot faster than anything else. eXoDaSh right now sending in the probe as well. And Cypem just rallying the Overlord to get to that main base. And eXoDaSh gonna start things off with a RoboPay instead. So probably some Observer or two and Immortals will be coming our way very shortly. But Cypem now knowing what's up. The antenna of the Overlord just shaking, quaking, looking to see what's going on. Anyway, and another adept is built. Another gateway is up in production. The Queen's getting in position just to try and catch out the adept. But has already gone for the poke, got nothing out of value into that one. In the meantime, Cybercore doing some magic. The eyes in the Cybercore twinkling, glittering for that warp gate research. Gateway is doing absolutely nothing. The crystal in the middle of the structure quite resonated, quite calm into this one. But yes, Cypem now fly on the north hand side. We'll try to get to the main. And here we go with the Immortal to start things off from the Robo facility. Gonna be very important against any armored kind of units into the latter stages. You can also go for the aggression, warp for some 2 Immortals, warp in some Zealots, and that is gonna be good against pretty much everything and anything the Zerg has to offer. But in the meantime, second pylon now being built here on the main. eXoDaSh feeling like he will need some more vision alongside the sides. Now honestly, eXoDaSh playing this one smart. He just wants to know if Enidus is coming or not, as he has left his opponent alone for pretty much a long while. And our RoboBay right here, right now for our Protoss player. It is going to be by the Forge, will get scouted. And how will Cypem adjust accordingly? He's going Banelingless right now. And the real question is this going to be Disruptors early, or will this be a Colossus out and about? Anyway, the hatchery now going for some lair tech. And really, nothing much happening between our two players. Both of them just waiting for structures, waiting to play defensively into the offense. These Protoss probes very eager to get into the simulator. Not He's gonna try to saturate 2 bases so far for our Protoss. But anyway, we get more gates. We have 5 gates total right now, 2 ready to go. Sentries out and about as well. Force field is gonna be so useful against any kind of aggression. In the meantime, let's look at the army supply between our 2 players. We got eXoDaSh actually in the lead on army supply. Cypem working on workers instead, going for 3 bases. And when you're on a Zerg, you can do 2 things against the Protoss. You tech on up, you bunker on up. You are the one to play the econ and get as many hatcheries as you can. Or you can play the early aggressor and just poke at your opponents. Either way, you will have to deal with the Protoss death wall eventually. But can you handle it? That is going to be the real question. Will the tide of Zerg units be enough with a heavier macro game? Or will the micro at the start be able to just win it out, poke at those probes, and not even allow the Protoss to set foot on the planet? It really feels like when you're on the Protoss, you're an alien invader. You're slowly but surely bunkering on up, makes a structure or 2, imposes your will, and from there you get all your tech out and about set up on the planet. In the meantime, the Zerg is really just a organic life form waiting. It's pretty much the population that's already set, and you can already see that they have so many disposable units in their repertoire. Anyway, Ravager now. In the middle of everything, the Zerg is going to be there as well. We have a few more Roaches turning into Ravagers. Corrosive Bile going to be quite important to go for the wall bust. Anyway, Cypem just staying on this third. And the Overlord's now getting poked by these Stalkers. Interesting that eXoDaSh does not have his usual Blink Stalker as of yet. Instead, he had that Urbu Robo Bay. And then the Warp Prism now flying on in. Useful for reinforcements, this Warp Prism is gonna be, but eXoDaSh gonna leave a few of the Adepts at home. And here we go with no Warp Cycle. It is gonna be Stalkers again and again. But still, going heavy Stalker this early into the game without the Blink upgrade might be a little dangerous, because you will not have any real way to micro out your units. Cypem in the meantime, still looking scary, already at 138 to 138. And it's gonna be a brawl in the middle of the Phoenix, the Hallucination. Gonna be good for the Scouts. They see the Phoenix, but they already expect no Stargate whatsoever. This has to be a ground composition. And here we go again. The Stalkers out in front, gonna get hit by a little bit of the Corrosive Bile. Another wave of Stalkers here, warped in by eXoDaSh. It seems like it's more of a tangle between the 2 before any kind of engagement. The Queen will get isolated. Off creep it comes, and down it goes. The force field's now in position as well. But we do see the Zerglings looking to go on the north-hand side. They want to go for a pincer attack. Will the Protoss fall for it? The Death Ball might be in the center, but they need to get away to just clean up these Zerglings beside the 2 Colossus. If the Colossi do get caught, it might be the show against those Nibblers. So, because there's so many Stalkers waiting at the wings right now for eXoDaSh. And here we go with the Thermal Lance going for the Cook. The Roaches are on the right-hand side. Force Field's really just trying to cut off any of these Zergs from compressing. But here we go again, and the Protoss Death Ball gonna get caught by the ledge. Can the Colossi drop on down? Good force fields as well, gonna catch a few of those Roaches. And the Zerglings have to run away. Good attack here from eXoDaSh. He puts his face in front of the wall, hides in the corner, and here we go with the reinforced cycle again from those Stalkers. Corrosive Bile will get a lot of damage done. It is gonna be an attack move right here, right now from Cypem. Will it actually be enough? The Colossi trying to stay alive. The Immortals are gonna be there as well, and it's pretty even between the 2, but that goes one Colossi. The Immortal gets taken down, and if only he had Blink Stalker, it might be a little better. But good damage done compared to both. But who loses out on that? My money might be on eXoDaSh, because honestly, the Protoss will take a little longer to actually rebuild. Now this is where the Zerg Swarm really kicks in. 3 bases. Their hatcheries are for the reinforcements. They are going to go for the chase, and they are going to go for the aggression. So eXoDaSh, again, putting his army rather to the wall, to the corner. And I liked it at first. I was expecting a little more movement from the Colossi, as well as if only he had Blink Stalker, it might be better to just blink down those low ones, then blink them back up when you need more firepower, pretty much save as much as you can, avoid the Corrosive Bile. And really that was the problem there for eXoDaSh. The Corrosive Bile rather from Cypem was just way too much to handle. Anyway, Roach's Ravager still by the middle, and Cypem pretty happy about this. He has map control. He doesn't have to wait or worry about any death balls anytime soon. And now we are gonna get some Zealots. Will we finally get the Twilight Cancel here from eXoDaSh? Seems like it's not the case. Doesn't want to go neither with the High Templar nor the Dark Templar. It still has a lot of Chrono reserves though, waiting at the wings. And if we can only see the upgrades, +1 on range and +1 on ground weapons each for our two players. But we are going to get rolling Banelings, +1 melee, +2 range here for Cypem. He's pretty ahead in that tech chart in the upgrade department as well. And we'll see Hydra Den will also have an Infestation Pit. So a number of options here for Cypem. He's really going for as much as he can. Oh, Lurkers! Amazing. I love this. So Lurkers, apparently, guys, do extra damage to armored, I heard. They're still very, very strong against light, especially with the splash damage. But it really just goes to show that they are pretty much an all-around unit as of yet. Anyway, the Stalkers now, with the Sentries and those Colossi coming out again. One more expedition, says eXoDaSh. We go again. But this time, he's gonna get some Zealots as well. The Overlord will get caught, will get taken down. Honestly, Cypem has just so many Overlords right now, all around the map. 200 on the supply charts. And at the same time, still not gonna be losing that one as he loses the Overlord in the first place. The fourth base, though, of the Zerg gonna be under the rest. And here we go with the engagement. The eXoDaSh might be fighting too much and will be biting way more than he can really chew. Because the Protoss right now has back on out, wait for reinforcements again. Here comes the Warp on, and Cypem in the meantime, morphing up a few more units as well. Lurker Den, Spire in production still. Hydra speed coming our way, but who needs speed? When the Banelings are coming from the south-hand side, good hits there from the Banes. You can only do so much with Banelings against a mech-based army. And here comes the roly-poly-olies trying to get the damage done. And that is pretty efficient there from Cypem. Not the worst use of the Banelings, especially taking into account eXoDash's army composition. And now Cypem knows he has the opportunity to go for the aggression, choke out his opponents, and not really let the Protoss bunker up anymore or get some more resources. The thing you always have to do about the Protoss is cut off their supply lines. All you have to do is shut down any kind of way to get extra minerals and gas, and that will slowly but surely starve them out. But still, they're very, very scary if you leave them alone. And finally, Twilight Council coming our way here from eXoDaSh. Assimilators are up and about as well. More Stalkers. A Sentry to go for that assistance. Garden Shield just so good against these ranged units. Now the funny thing is, if you want to actually big brain play, you can use the roaches. You run them all the way in forward, and you play a little more to the melee animation instead of the acid spits. The Garden Shield apparently does not delete the damage there, but you know, it is what it is. Might need some more confirmation if that one. Anyway, eXoDaSh waiting up on top. Did he actually see those Lurkers coming his way? Yes, he does, as they unburrow, unfortunately. And now this has to be observers right here, right now from eXoDaSh. Does he have any kind of detection? It seems like it's not the case. He does have that Robo Bay, Robo Facility rather, so he can get the upgrades for the Observer as well as get the Observer itself. But no means known, apparently, says Cypem. He doesn't want to go for the attack yet. Might have been an opportunity wasted there without that detection. And in the meantime, eXoDaSh decided to go for the forts, and he's gonna go on the outside. Force Field will catch out one Lurker, the other one 3 HP, and the Dream so close to getting taken down. In the meantime, the Overlord under the rest, the Lurker still out in front, and Cypem needs to really take care of these spine creatures. Force Field's now gonna catch those pure roaches in the middle. And still, Thermal Lance will go for the chain damage. We'll see right now how these two squads are going to face off against each other. Corrosive Battle to those Force Fields. We'll break that one down. In the meantime, the Lurker trying to get in position again. Here we go with the subterranean spines. Just trying to go for the true splash damage. So scary as well. They're so quick, honestly. The Lurker spines are. It's really just a one-step, two-step between our two players. Neither side really wants to commit. They lose a force field, though, here for the side of the Protoss. Corrosive Battle again coming our way. And the Stalker still in position to get hit right there by the Lurkers. But still, it's going to be engagement right here, right now, between our two players. The Stalker still going for the dance and the tango. Roaches and Ravagers, though, quite strong against his composition. The Stalker still going to do the same against their counterparts. and really just rock versus rock right now, all tied up. The Colossi don't won't do much, honestly, especially against those Roaches and Ravagers. But here we go again. Force fields are perfectly placed here by eXoDaSh, and Cypem takes just way too much damage, really. He doesn't go for the aggression, he doesn't go for the commits, he just starts to run away, and he does absolutely nothing with that one. So eXoDaSh playing this one to a T. Of course, Abad though, so pesky against those poor force fields. What have they ever done to you, man? Sure, the Zerg can always just run it over with the Ultralists, but at the same time, Crozabal, such a good early game investment. Back in the day, before the Ravagers came, when you get force filled up by a stalker, by a sentry rather, and with a stalker behind that shooting out your units, that's pretty much the show in PvZ. But this time, an option there for the Zerg to actually shut that one down. You're gonna need more micro than that. And Crozabal is a free energy ability, all about cooldowns instead. In the meantime, Banelink style reinforcement wave is there. Interesting, we have so many overseers right here right now from Cypem. Pretty much a clicking all army hotkey right here right now. These guys are included in that one. But still, Cypem keeping up with the 200-200. And this might be a little bit of an issue because Cypem is playing this one smart. He's getting upgrades behind this. He's even going for another hatchery. In the meantime, eXoDaSh has been stuck in his ways, playing the micro instead. He's focusing heavily on the army. But in the meantime, we are going to see an engagement. Beautiful drop there from the Zealots and the Warp Prism. We'll go for the pokes, and eXoDaSh playing this one onto fronts. This is exactly what you want to do as a Protoss. Defend your front line and cleave up the back line. These guys, their lives are for ire. They're very fanatical, and they will do anything and everything to please their hierarchs. Here we go with the Roaches and the Ravagers, the Hydralists and the Banelings. Just cleaning up those young warriors. They're going to be crippled for the rest of their days. Into Dragoons they go, I say. Anyway, a little bit of a reset on both fronts. And this is favoring eXoDaSh just a little bit more. He is able to macro on up. Worker supply now in favor of the Protoss after that hits. And this is an opportunity for eXoDaSh to just keep on with those resources to get to 200-200, get all those upgrades, and pretty much win any kind of fights. But now we are going to get +3 on ground weapons, make that a little bit peskier. It's interesting, the Overlord has been left alone, and we are going to get an engagement right here, right now. Corruptors are in position. We'll go for the pokes against those Colossi. And there you go with the acid. The Colossus has to run away. Strong against armored units, these guys are. But the Corruptors can also turn into Broodlords just in case later on when the Great Inspire is out and about. The Observer now trying to fly on away. And here we do have the Broodlords apparently. We did get a Great Inspire, well, a few minutes ago. Oh yes, it was confirmation there. And then... Anyway, Broodlords, such a scary army. Such a scary units. Army value though still in favor of Cypem, but eXoDaSh is coming ever so closer. 8 Hydralists now are coming our way. We are getting Templar Archives as well from eXoDaSh, but we will see an engagement force field on the south hand side. It seems like it's coming to a point where air is king. The Broodlords now going for the tosses, the Broodlings getting that impact damage as well as the extra life afterwards. And really, what can you even do against Broodlings in this situation? They're just so pesky. They shoot them so quickly. And Cypem right now forcing eXoDaSh into the funnel. Will this actually work on out? As the Broodlings are just free damage units. They don't count whatsoever. They're very disposable. The Zerg more than happy to just throw them away in the sight of their opponents. But anyway, eXoDaSh right now coming to the south hand side. And this might be the big one because Broodlords are in position. Going for the choose one more time. The Broodlings trying to get some hits. Where is the Colossus in the middle of everything? Here we go with a strategic recall, and the poor Immortals and Stalkers have to run on away. Is this a mistake perhaps from eXoDaSh? Because there was no real threat in the first place. This one Stalker will get taken down, left behind by his peers. He was the closest to that teleport, but it just didn't happen. Anyway, another reset between our two players. And really, both sides are just looking for the big one. They want to go out in the biggest of all bangs. And I feel like one fight will be the game changer right here, right now. Do get the hallucination though. Interesting play from eXoDaSh. He wants to pretend he has more giraffes than he doesn't. By the way, the Broodlords are down below. Here we go with the Corrosive Bile. The Lurkers are in position. But where is the Observer? The Immortals are going to be there on the left-hand side. Stalkers blinking through the right. And the Broodlords will get caught. This is going to be an opportunity for eXoDaSh. Cypem in the meantime just chewing up the ground game. But the Immortals working its magic right here, right now. And the Protoss getting the flank. The Corruptors doing absolutely nothing. The Lurkers are the ones who are able to stay alive. But those are big hits on both sides one more time. 16,000 to 18,000 here in terms of minerals. Ridiculous numbers for both players. But Cypem might be feeling the sting after that one. He lost the Broodlords there with such a heavy investment. Now he doesn't have much minerals in the bank. He is going to go for 2 more Broodlords. And here we go with the reinforcement cycle right here, right now from the Zerg. In the meantime, eXoDaSh having his bread and butter, the Stalkers in position. He also doesn't still have Blink on these, which is very, very interesting to see from eXoDaSh. But anyway, the bipedals, the quadrupedals rather, just trying to run on away. Here we go with another warp on in. The Lurkers being as pesky as can be. The Probe's not really doing much. And really eXoDaSh suffering in terms of that macro in this game. Way too focused on the micro. Might lose out this base right here, right now. But the Protoss army is looking good with some Zealots in another flank. How many engagement sites are here? 1, 2, 3. Pocket Forces right here, right now, set on up. And we are going to get another warp cycle here from eXoDaSh. Cypem, though, just going to be a tide you cannot turn. It is going to be a down waiting to burst. And here we go with a Blink on it. Blink Stalker out of nowhere here from eXoDaSh. And he is going to blink forward, trying to play the aggression. Where are the rest of the units? They're way too split off. eXoDaSh going to lose too many of them. Guerrilla Warfare not going to work out in the face of an overwhelming army. And Cypem going to take the victory in game number 1. Big fights there from both sides, but in the end, eXoDaSh forgets about the death ball, plays Guerrilla with the Protoss. Not really the best way to go, and that is the show. So well done to Cypem taking that first win. I'll see you guys tomorrow for our second game.